on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. The beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
Coach, the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the San Francisco 49ers. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Defense wins championships, baby.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a 1st down, 49ers. Matt Breida out of Georgia Southern now in his 3rd year in a 49er uniform. He was tough to keep off the field last year. Very good yards per carry, 5.3 on 153 attempts. Good for over 800 yards rushing. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. You talk about explosion plays. There's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate, big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They run. It's Mark Ingram.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Now Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. And look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a give coming right is Breida. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Now it's Breida. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Hey, let's hit.
They run with Breida. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. Got a man. He finds Sanders. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
So now they assess a 3rd and long, and that holding call might have knocked him out of field goal range, at least for the moment. Garoppolo. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he'll go down at the 28. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. If it was sunny, maybe this is a field goal attempt. But with the rain, they're going to go for it on 4th down. They run for it with Breida. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Kyle Shanahan, an offensive mind, but his guys stopped up short. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Here we go. At the 31-yard line.
On second down, it's Ingram. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
To throw is Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. A first update now out of Jacksonville. And the Bucs are out to an early lead. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At the 47.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
With the score, Niners 7, Ravens nothing.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. On the handoff, this is Breida. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Breida, he'll try the right side. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Now a toss play, it's Breida. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Here we go.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Show that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Now a give to Breida. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now a handoff looking right. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that's caught inside the 35. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
I can't believe they even let you play.
They toss to Ingram. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Hey, watch this, watch this. 61, next box. 56, Mike, 56, right there, 56. Know your job.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. as he'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's got Snead. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Stepping up, and he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out as they are now on the board here in the first half.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Here we go.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. It's caught by Coleman. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
48.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. And he fires one incomplete. Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship.
Here we go.
What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play.
Mike 48. Man.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Garoppolo, man open, it's Goodwin. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. I love watching Goodwin play. Of course, everybody knows the story of him being an Olympian. He's a long jumper, right?
Yes.
But you know that he has that athleticism, that big playability.
He certainly does. And not only was he an Olympian as a long jumper, married to a sprinter. How about that for speed in one family? And I love his end zone celebrations now. When he does go deep and beat someone for a touchdown, now he does the long jump as his celebration. Pretty cool deal.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
He's not going to get me. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56. Ricky.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Mike 56. Mike, let's go. I got it. Check 3. Get it all. West. Check.
Throwing is Jackson. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Marquise Brown, the rookie, his intended target. But now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Jackson. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 29-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
Hey, here I come! Here I come! Here I come!
Six!
Switch!
Recon, 132 fighter!
Watch the twitch! Watch out!
On first down, Garoppolo. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
Hey, watch the right!
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. It's caught by Sanders. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
Here we go.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
Hey, Haywood!
I'm here all day. 50.
I got this.
57 to Mike. Night, sweetheart.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. That's complete. It's Kyle Juszczyk. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
Here we go.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now they try the right side here. Now they can't bring him down. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Here we go. 180!
Watch the run.
And Sanders has got it complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Coming for you, son.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They'll try to run with Breida. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try to get the ground game going with Ingram. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th.
All day, every day, any day. Shoot. Alert flare, flare.
From the 30 on 2nd down. Jackson being chased out left. And now he's going to use his legs. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Hey, check 24. Mike 5-4.
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's Ingram. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
56 to Mike.
A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. This is Ingram. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
That's another Baltimore first down.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Mike's 56. Don't let him breathe.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D. Ford racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Snead's got it. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 19. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to the running game. It's Ingram. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Jackson to throw. Flush to his right. He's got it to Ingram. Complete. And they'll go backwards here. Losing yardage to the 14. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Mike's 56. Mike's 56.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Willie Snead, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know, you
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Here we go.
25-yard line.
Here we go. Here we
The
go.
49er offense set to get this drive underway. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
At the Ravens' 43-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Watch the pass.
Garoppolo gives to Breida. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is Breida, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game.
At the Ravens' 19-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
You gonna see me in your nightmare. Wide, get wide.
Here's Breida. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D. Ford in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. To try again after the sack. Jackson eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play that time for the Ravens. 58 yards. Now it's Jackson, forced out to his left. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Got him in. It's Brown. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. Again, Jackson. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Second down and goal. Jackson. And this will be caught. Touchdown. So in the final minute here, now a 2-point conversion will tie the game. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl. Watch the eye.
Jackson to throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So 20 seconds remain. It'll come down to this. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and this not always an easy proposition, Charles. You had a West Coast team that traveled east, but they got the job done.
And there's so much that goes into it because your body time,